Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Tom Heist pre-market. Give everybody a minute here, guys, and we kick it off with the pre-market session. Have data 9:45 PMI and then ISM 10 a.m. today. Something to keep an eye on. All right, I think we're all ready here. JM, you want to kick it off, please?
Yes, good morning, everyone. A5 of market only goes up, and same story overnight. We continued to grind higher. We're making new highs above yesterday's highs. We've been holding above yesterday's highs, most of the overnight session. We're now testing 77.80 in the pre-market. So, a couple times a year, we kind of have to talk about this. Is just despite what how extended we think this is, and that we can't possibly go higher, it's just very hard to try to front run a pullback, to time the top, and it's just a tough environment. It's very hard to find a new long entry, and it's very hard to short this. So all we can do is kind of give the gamma positioning and then areas to potentially react. But it's very hard to have any kind of prediction. What I will say is that 7780 is the primary resistance to clear in order to see continuation up early in the session. We're testing that right now in the pre-market. And 7760 is the pivot below us. As long as that's holding, then I would expect continuation up. If that fails, we could see a little bit of a pullback towards 7720, and I do like 7720 as a better option for a dip buy. Otherwise, that's kind of how I see the early range: 7720 to 7780. And if you can clear 7780, it gets thinner and potentially move to 7,800 and 7,825.
Are you in a position at the moment, J Money?
I am flat as a pancake and might be sitting on my hands the entire session. We'll see.
What would be your favorite entry? You might have said it, but sorry.
Yeah, 7720 on SPX, I think. Something like that.
That is, yeah, you're probably gonna sit on hands all day. Enjoy. You never know. The headline that you caught the other day, it just happened in a flash, so that could
Yeah.
happen again.
Yeah, we could use that if anyone wants to make a call. We could use a little headline assistance. That'd be great.
All right, Mateo, you're up, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. LTR continuations went top focus this morning. Same context as yesterday. Big picture broke out of a downtrend. Stock's been stuck for a while. It's finally finally bottomed. Then we had a big day yesterday, closed on the highs. So after a move like that, the way you treat the day two, you want to be a bit picky about that prior day high. What I mean by that is after such a big move, often you can get some really good day two momentum if you hold that prior day high. If you start to dip below it or get caught inside of it, then you can get an inside day, and then day three sometimes a little better. So the idea here is initially off the open 164.50. We hold above that, look long for continuation, and sellers, continue to be caught off sides. And below that, tighter, a little bit tighter stops would be favorable because you can get caught in some chop. So if you see a first move down, I wouldn't want to revisit the after or the pre-market, I guess, lows. I think that would be a little bit more tricky, and the day could be set for digestion. So really all about that prior day high to me for this type of day too. um, SpaceX, something I'm going to watch for shares. We have uh, more shares becoming available tomorrow. So this one is just worth a watch. Which I don't know why I just brought that up because it's not really the focus. AMD is more or less the focus. The thing that's a little bit, I guess, of a nuance that I don't love here is the double beat on earnings. Usually, when we have an implied move and a reaction, a negative reaction on a beat, it can be a little bit trickier. So I will say though, the structure is pretty good for opening drive. So if you get a flush under 470, just technically, it's a nice setup for the downside. If we can hold this 477 on the daily, it's a bit of a pivot that I have between 474, 477. You could see a fade higher. So maybe the dip gets pot after that report and we get a push back to 500. That could be very quick on a first move up at the open. And then you'd have to be watching that front side rejection around 500. So I'm not too confident around the open. I think it could set up a two-way trade today. I'm a little bit more confident in PLTR, so I'm going to focus there. So we'll see how it shapes up today. We talked about the overall market likely gapping up today, which it did. We'll want to see if we get any kind of give and go, gap fill type setup. Usually day three can get a little bit more of that consolidation. Doesn't mean it will though. So if we get momentum, just watch prior day highs as the indicator for that momentum to carry into another day higher. Otherwise, be careful getting caught in digestion today.
All right, thank you. Um, Couple things. Apple, I'm watching upside and downside. I know the watch the same downside below 300. I think that's a great trade. It's also because of the environment we're in. We've seen some of these names get bought up, and it moved into this gap after earnings gap down. So I'll be watching the 310 hold and potential 312 break for an upside move. Apple is really kind of it was teasing yesterday, but saw a really strong move towards that 50 moving average, which was my target yesterday. It closed right at it, so we're currently trading above it or right at it again. We'll see. So Apple just kind of more of a speculative on watch trade idea. Next one would be Google. About 385 is interesting. I also like the hold of yesterday's highs of around 380. That could hold. Could be something to catch on a turn. 385 would be that around where that PM high is, and potential move towards the upper of this previous bounce area around that 394 or so, and then eventually all time high. So Google looks good. It's one of those that gapped down on earnings and got bought up very strongly. So that's exactly kind of what I'm thinking with Apple. Could happen. We'll see. Next would be Nvidia. I think this is probably one of my favorites, which is good and bad, I guess, because it's Nvidia. But I do like what it's doing. I think it's shown some nice strength. It's a fairly defined level here. Couple levels I would like to point out. I know the watch list is saying above 212. I like that 212. I think that 212 is very important pivot. So if you do get a 212 back test, could be something to watch for a turn. But also alternatively, I think an open drive of this one potentially could target 216, 218 or so. Very, very important level, this 216.50 area. I believe it's a previous all-time high. zone. So one to watch. Nvidia, I like. Also, be curious to see what they do with AMD earnings out of the way if they buy Nvidia. Just kind of me thinking out loud as we go into today. Next, NBIS. We have a couple more names here, guys, so bear with me. NBIS, pretty defined to 230, 234 area. SpaceX, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I think Mateus, keep an eye on that. 110, key level below. One that I'm actually putting up, one of my favorites would be Meta. I was watching that 593 earlier in the week. We saw a nice little break of that, move towards 600, and we're gapping above 600 here. So, will it hold its gains? Yesterday was an inside day. It's gapping up, makes it a little trickier. But the 602 is very important. It's the 50-day moving average. It's also a key level from way back. It used to be an all-time high. Uh, Once we set that all-time high, we spent a few weeks consolidating what looked like a bull flag, and then we broke out into new all-time highs. So the 602 is very, very key, and we're right there. So it's more of a kind of on watch. It's a little extended here pre-market. I don't really like chasing Meta much, but if it does backtest 597 or even 600 and holds, could be nice little long. That is Meta. Eli Lilly, uh, different kind of name. Coming off the highs here in early morning trading here, did have earnings, did really well, and moved higher, and now kind of pulling back here a little bit. You might uh, recognize this level, 1188 and 1200, or these two levels. This zone is very, they keep kind of selling into it. One time we broke through it, we saw a really nice move. So I'm just going to bring that back up. That 1188 is key, and then 1200 would also be key. It's the PM high. It's a nice little gap fill above on the daily that we could maybe fill and then move towards those 1250 or so. So Eli Lilly, I think, could be ripe for an open drive. Mate, can you please tell me about uh, what you think about the open drive idea in terms of the RVol and where we are?
Yeah, it looks good. You could see some give and go structure here as well, though. It's like an attempt at a file. Like, I don't love that one first wick, but it looks good. It's definitely reset for a move at least to 1200. Getting extended above that might be tough initially, but I do like it. Looks good.
Okay, thanks. All right, another one that had earnings, the shop. Shop we haven't really traded much, but I really love the PM structure here. Pure bull flag. Can't really draw that any better. So in terms of the PM structure, looks good. I'd say, from what I can see, pretty good move higher, up about 21%. So, obviously it's a big gap up, but I do like the way the PM structure is. It's pulled back off the highs. In the watch list, I have shop above 145 to watch. And so we kind of did that, and we're now we basically bounced off of that 145. We're still in a bull flag, so if you get a dip into 145, I would see that as a dip and kind of turn, dip and rip to the upside, break of that bull flag, could target the 165 PM highs. Alternatively, this will just kind of open, break 150 and go. So immediately break that bull flag. That I like that as well. So I'll be watching this very closely near the open. Um, and then lastly here would be IWM all-time high break. It broke out of the channel it's been trading in uh, 2 days ago, and huge continuation move yesterday. And will it put in a new all-time highs here today? We'll see. So I'll be watching this 303 area for a potential move higher. So IWM looks good. An idea with IWM is that, let's say we get a little bit of consolidation in other places, we might see some sort of rotation into IWM. So with that, hand it off to Sarai. Sarang, I cannot hear you, so
Yeah,
you
you
might
can't
want to
hear
do what
me
you did
either.
yesterday. Want to just restart Sarang and we'll wait for you. Don't worry. We got 10 more minutes, so we'll wait for Sarang to do his thing. And meanwhile, please add some names to in the chat for us to take a look at after he's done. Sarang, you might want to unmute. See if that works. Looks like Sarang is having some technical difficulties.
Can you hear me, Space Monkey?
Yes, sir. There you are. Hey, good morning, sir. Go
Hey,
ahead.
good morning. I think I'm watching Shock as the main watch today. So I think even 145 is the key level. So I like the pre-market structure and numbers are good. So what I'm watching is deep below 145 and the reclaim of 150 is my entry on the Shock, targeting 155 and potentially pre-market high to 164. So I'll be looking to play 155 call on Shock. That's the one. And AMD also I'm watching. I think the AMD, the problem is the earning looks very nice. And if you look at the numbers from last 3 quarters, right, the revenue is clearly seeing the growth on the AMD. So for example, third quarter we had a revenue like around 9.25 billion, then 10.3 billion, and then this quarter we have like 11.5 billion. So revenue is growing, data center revenue is growing. The only reason I see the sell-off was the stock has already made a pre-earning move from let's say 420 to almost 500. So mostly we are seeing the profit taking on the AMD earning, but earning numbers are good to be honest. So yeah, if I have to trade technically, I'm watching this 485 area or for the rejection. So if we see a trap above 485 and started moving downside, I'll be watching for a front side short or below 470. But if we reclaim and hold this 488, 480 to 485 area, so we'll be looking to trade long as well on AMD. Yeah. SpaceX, yeah, SpaceX gapping down to be honest. So I think tomorrow will be the good day to trade the SpaceX because my employee will be looking to sell the stock. So what I'm watching is yeah below 110. I'll be looking to play the short on SpaceX. Likely to hold some runners till tomorrow to see how we react. So I think if we break 1072 to 110 area, I personally feel like we could see a touch to 100, around 100, 100 area. So that's what I'm watching on SpaceX. PLTR, I think Mate has covered very well, so I have the similar plan on PLTR. Yeah, yeah, that's all I'm watching today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad that we're aligned on shop there. Looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, so we have about 7 minutes to go here. Looking at ANATs. ANATs is gapping up after earnings, it looks like. Huge gap up. Daily is hard to chase, but I would say it's cooled off really nicely here. Nice little hold of 205, 207 area. I would say that potentially this could be an open drive candidate. ANAT usually fairly liquid, so just be on the be careful with that. Next would be yeah, Microsoft is interesting, right? Like Microsoft has been, I feel, um, it makes me feel the way I feel when I look at SPX. It just keeps going, right? It's like, oh, it's gonna cool off. It's gonna cool off. It can't do continuation. Yeah, it gaps up and continues. So yeah, definitely, earnings changed characters in this one, and now it's moving. I would say 500 is key here. Otherwise, yesterday's closing price 493 is key on Microsoft to see for a hold if it does get back to us. I would like a turn there. So that's that. W day, yeah, W day, a nice little break and close up the 200-day moving average. It has not done that in a while. So if today it back tests it, needs to hold. Obviously, it's about 10 points lower. But if not, I think this one could see a bigger move to the upside. I think this 175 is key on the daily, and you have 200 above this 175 fairly clearly here to me. We've talked about Eli Lilly and Shop, so I'm not going to. Cyber is looking good. Yeah, good call out. Crowd, PANW, Net, ZS. They also have earnings coming up. So, I would just kind of look at them as a basket. IGV is looking pretty good, which is the ETF for this tech software sector, back above 100. So, yeah, I would just keep watching this area of the market for a push higher into new all-time highs. Uh, Last one here before I kind of take a minute to get myself in order. Yeah, Netflix 75. Keep an eye on 75, 76. Above that, I think move to 90s should be watched. To be more specific, 75 triggers a move to 76.50, 50-day moving average. A breakup of that, and I think we could target about 78.50, which is the recent high where we try to make a turn, and and then after we pull back into new lows. Only a break of that, we can get towards 90. So Netflix is acting slightly different here, so pretty good. I'll give you one more, guys. PANW, it's about to break out of this daily consolidation, so looking pretty strong. I would watch this maybe on a dip. I wouldn't chase this at all. Hey, guys, I just need to get myself in order, so apologize if I couldn't cover any of the names, but ping me later and we'll do that tomorrow. NVIDIA, big move here towards that 216 area, which we talked about. Tesla selling off, though. PLTR, nice little reset, pulling back here into 160, 150 key level. Meta back testing this 50-day around the 601, 600 key to hold. If not, I would watch that 597, 593. I think would be a really good long. The Biometa. Yeah, no real thoughts on SPX. We just have to watch and see if it provides us with a dip to buy or a rip to sell, but I'll be cautious selling into this for now. The take focus was
I'm going to focus on the LTR right at the open and let everything else just set up. So that prior day high is going to be the focal point for me.
okay, perfect. And for me, I'll be watching Shop, and I will be watching NVIDIA. NVIDIA is looking very strong here. I wish it didn't do this. I wish it didn't make this candle here, pushing into new highs.
We saw Microsoft do something similar, Space Monkey on NVIDIA, like, as NVIDIA did that one day. So I'm trying to remember a certain character. We've seen a lot of different type of price action lately. Anyway, we'll see. Amazon kind of did something similar as well. Fast move
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
open. Yeah.
yeah. Good call. That's been a bit of a defining kind of pattern near the open, and we've seen continuation. So if I take NVIDIA and I mess up, I'm just gonna send you the bill.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Cool. You guys heard it. I'm gonna go extra big today because risk equals 0. All right, guys. 1 minute to go. AMD moving higher here. Meta sub 600 here. Backtest. Shop. Pretty good. Still in the bull flag here. Not really making that a big move above 150 yet.
Yeah, getting filled 170s on PLTR. Front run the Friday high break a little bit here with that sweep turn. Fast move.
NVIDIA fast move into ATR here, very quick. Very hard to catch. All right, Meta guys, 593 backtest. And shop is turning above 150 PLTR. Wow. Okay, nice push here. SPX testing 7,800 area. I had to double check that. I was correct on that.
Getting filled some PLTR here. Premium's moved really good.
That's your NVIDIA +1 ATR. Tesla breaking yesterday's lows here, guys. Really nice rejection up at the top. SPX. IWM pulling off that video 3 couldn't really break through.